So yesterday I made a response stitch video, which first of all, shout out to the original creator that I stitched from, that discussed about how a lot of New Japan Pro Wrestling fans, especially Japanese NJPW fans, are not happy with Konosuke Tashika. And if I pronounced his last name wrong, I apologize. I feel like I never pronounce his name correctly. But anyway, they were not pleased with him winning the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And I made a quick response talking about how Konosuke just doesn't have a lot of time to really get the fans behind him because he works for two other wrestling promotions, which is true. But I want to continue that topic because I have four other points that I want to make. So hope that you all enjoy this video. And I know it is a little bit rambly and it's going to be a bit longer than my other videos. So I hope that you all don't mind, and I hope that you all enjoy, because this is something that I feel like has been going on with New Japan for a while. So hope that you all enjoy, and let's get started. So of course, number one, Konosuke himself doesn't have all the time in the world to be in New Japan because he works in AEW and DDT. Talked about that a little bit in my original Stitch video, but it's true. He's a very busy guy. He has a lot of things to do. He has a lot of commitments to do for both companies. So now that he's a world champion for New Japan Pro Wrestling, I don't know if he's going to have all the time in the world to really be in New Japan all the time. But, we shall see. Number two, him and Zack Sabre Jr. could have had a really good program with one another. Like, this was a storyline that really could have been good. Like, I know that New Japan recently did a documentary on Konosuke, which was great, but I feel like they could have done more with this. Zack Sabre Jr. has been with New Japan for years now. He's a fan favorite, and they could have had him be the wrestler that supports New Japan, the wrestler who is, waving the New Japan flag high against someone who is new to New Japan. Like, even though he is not new to the world of professional wrestling, which, by the way, two of his seniors are former IWGP World Champions, they could have added that into the story, but they didn't. But, they could have added, like, no, he is new to New Japan, but he's a great wrestler, and he's going to prove to you why you, the fans, should care about him. And they didn't do that, so not so great. Number three, they have international and domestic New Japan Pro Wrestling fans fighting against each other, which is never a good thing, because we, as international wrestling fans, we are more familiar with Konosuke through AEW, and even some of us are familiar with him through DDT. So you have Japanese and international New Japan fans fighting against each other because we as international fans think that Konosuke is being disrespected by Japanese fans, while Japanese fans are saying, hey, this is a guy that should have not won this championship because he's barely here. We don't know much about him, and New Japan didn't give us a reason to care about him. So that's not good. We should not be having such a big division like that. But unfortunately, it has happened, and I hope New Japan can solve that quickly. Number four. New Japan is having a lot of competition right now with other Japanese pro wrestling promotions. And this is something that they should have waited for to do, because now you're giving many of your Japanese fans a reason to not be involved with you anymore. And that's not good. That is not good. Like, New Japan is not the big top dog in Japanese pro wrestling right now. And you just gave quite a bit of your fans a reason to not care about your company anymore. So that's not great. And the fifth and the final reason why I feel like this should have not been the case now instead of doing this later. Did New Japan forget that Wrestle Kingdom is soon? Your biggest show, your WrestleMania, is coming up, and you decide to give a wrestler your world title now instead of just waiting until Wrestle Kingdom? Yeah, the New Japan just totally forget that we're at the end of the year and that Wrestle Kingdom is right around the corner, and you decided to do this now? Like, come on, New Japan. Come on. You had a great storyline right there, and you decided to not give these two wrestlers a chance to even start it. And now the company needs to figure out what they're going to do for Wrestle Kingdom. Because the great storyline that was right there is done. So, yeah, New Japan, you got to figure this out, and you got to figure out soon. But also, please do good by Konosuke. He is a fantastic wrestler. He has done so well for himself over the past few years, and I got into him late in his career. I became a fan of his last year, and he is fantastic, and I want nothing but the best for him. He deserved to win this championship, but I feel like you gave him this belt way too early, and now you have all these issues that I just mentioned that you're going to have to deal with because you just gave him this belt way too early. And now New Japan Pro Wrestling as a company needs to figure this out. And I hope they resolve these issues soon, and I hope they do well by Konosuke.